One of my favorite things about Fellini-esque from a musical perspective is the variety of musical style that we are putting the performers through from the beginning to the end. We start off with big dramatic movie score. We move into Gordon Goodwin's jazz writing, which is a completely different thing on the performers. They have to learn a new style. They need to switch that ability to perform in the middle of the show. And then we get towards the end of the show where there's some humor in there and there's some lightness to it during the tambourine dance. And then to come back at the ending and be that movie score dramatic flourish again. That's hard to do during 11 minutes to go through that many different style changes. And so far this year, the performers are definitely eating it up. They love the music. So at the Blue Devils, even though the uniform may stay consistent and similar year to year, the members are constantly changing. And the group of members and performers that we have this year, they kind of reflect what Fellini-esque is. They are so much fun to work with. They're attentive, they're just eating up the information that you give them, and it's amazing how quickly they can put something into the show. Like if you just talk about emotion for a second, the next rep is completely different. And I think that they do really reflect what the show is giving them right now. Fellini-esque has so many layers to the show, and I think the deeper that you dig into the show, you just start to see some of the little nuances, the humor that's in the show. And as you get towards the top, you just are blown away by what the performers are doing. Like with any Blue Devil show, we really try to push the members as far as they can go each and every year, both musically and visually. And they always just rise to the occasion. I know that the visual staff are constantly challenging the members saying, what can you do with this kind of thing? And musically, we've actually done that a little bit more this year as well, taking a cue from the visual staff. This year's show, those kids are constantly being challenged, not only in traditional drill movement, but in choreography and just the ability to jazz run. At the end of the show, those kids are really going for it from a visual standpoint, and it's the biggest musical moment of the show as well. And to have the endurance and discipline to get all the way to minute 11 and have that be the biggest moment of the show, that's going to take a lot of work over the summer, but these kids are totally up to the challenge. So early on in the season, we knew that with this show, we were going to have a lot of demands put on the brass performers. Not just typical drum corps demands of running around on the field and playing, but we knew we were going to have sections of multiple tonguing. We knew we were going to have sections of extreme finger dexterity. We knew we were going to have sections where full horn line playing for long periods of time without any rest. So from the very beginning of the season, we kind of changed our approach to building the technique of the brass section and what we would be doing throughout the summer to accommodate for what we knew the show was going to demand of us. One of the most important things about playing a brass instrument, obviously, is the control of your breath. And with the activity evolving so much from a physical standpoint, it becomes even more important. This year, we were lucky enough to bring in Sam Palafian, who co-created the breathing gym with Patrick Sheridan. And we actually got him in here for several days to work with the performers and the staff on taking what we do from a breathing standpoint to another level. We've been doing the breathing gym and obviously incorporating very much awareness of breath in the performers for many years, but having Sam come in and actually work with the performers and the staff was incredible. We were able to learn so much in just a short period of time that we're still implementing today, and I can't wait to see how it pays off in the future. So we start the show out musically from a brass perspective with all of the trumpets and mellophone players on trumpets. So we start out with 40 trumpets. And we do this in a great fanfare way where we add on instruments from the beginning all the way till we have the trumpet line spread out almost 20 to 20. And they just sound incredible. To hear 40 trumpets is one of the greatest things in the world. And what really makes that special for me is when the mellophones, you go back to their instruments and you finally hear the mellophone sound. When you get like halfway through the opener and the mellophones finally introduce that new color, it just makes you go, wow. I was missing that, but I didn't know I was, but now it's an incredible sound that just got added to the show. Right now, my favorite moment in the show would be the La Strada ballad moment. It starts off with a great euphonium solo. which makes its way into a trumpet solo, which the performers have really gone back and listened to the original source material, and they're trying to emulate what the performers in that material did and bring it to the field now. Coming out of the trumpet solo, we have this great staged moment of the brass section that just takes you through this emotional journey that comes to this big, big open chord at the end. And I get goosebumps standing in front of it, and I listen to it every day. And so I can't wait to get that out onto a field and have the performers get that to the audience.